Hi, my name's Diane. I'm out of SoCal here, and we are going to get started very soon. Just make sure you have a comfortable chair. A lot of the movements that we'll be doing, you could also do fully standing if you'd like to stand up from your chair. Just make sure you are on mute, and we'll begin in about a minute. Just want to make sure I give time for people to log in and admit them.
Okay. Hi everyone, and just for the record, this is being recorded. So if you prefer to turn off your camera, that's fine as well. As long as you're benefiting from Diane's instruction, that's all that matters. So up to you.
Alrighty, everyone, let's begin. You can begin with feet flat on the floor. You can also come into a cross-legged position here. Just choosing whatever feels comfortable for your body for the next 60 minutes with everything that we do. We'll start to tune in with breath here by bringing the tops of our hands on our knees. If your feet are down, you could also do the same with tops of the hands on your thighs. We'll begin to just soften your eyes down, checking in with the energy and quality of your breath, checking in from the very top of your head down to the toes. And let's take a deep breath here, allowing this breath and every breath after to really cleanse your day and bring you here into the present moment of your chair practice. So let's breathe in through nose and slowly let the breath go, whether it's out of mouth or out of your nose. And continue just to breathe the way that feels comfortable for your body. So every inhale, maybe you feel a little bit more length in your spine. And as you exhale, just grounding yourself further into the earth. I invite you to take 2 more breaths on your own. And then we'll take 4 together to honor this month of April. And once you completed your 2 breaths, let's bring our hands together in prayer, thumbs to the heart center. Just checking in with your posture again. We try to maintain that long spine. And we take our 4 breaths together. Let's breathe in. And slowly let that breath go. Inhale, growing a little bit taller. Exhale, push the air out of the body. Breathe in. And slowly let go. For our last breath, we'll hold the breath in for a 4 count. You are welcome to let go of that breath earlier. Let's breathe in. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Push that breath out of the body. Once you find that steady breathing, let's come into setting an intention. We're slowly approaching a new month of May. And for our intention today, I invite you to think of one thing that you'd like to set aside you won't bring with you in the new month of May. It could be an action, an item, anything else that comes to mind, and allow that to be your intention as we continue to move and breathe together here on our chair. And know that you can create this intention at any time throughout the practice. If you have something on your mind right now, I invite you to repeat it to yourself. Really embed that intention in your mind and your body. And we'll take 4 more breaths to acknowledge each other's intention and energize the intention as well. So let us breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. And the last one, we'll hold it in again for 4 count to really ignite our intention and energize our bodies. Let's breathe in. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Once you feel all of that air release, take your time to gently release your palms on top of your knees or your thighs if your feet are on the ground. We'll gently dip the head down, starting to flex through that cervical spine. Allow yourself to be heavy here and just shake your head side to side. Let this be an expression of saying no to any negative energy, any blockages in your body, and then gently shaking your head or moving your head up and down, expressing gratitude and being open to new possibilities in your life. And let's allow the head to hang back heavy, coming into some neck rolls. We'll breathe in. Exhale, draw your right ear up towards your right shoulder. You can keep your eyes closed or gently open, looking over that top shoulder. Then we'll inhale, carefully bring your head back towards the earth. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. And I invite you to keep going at your own pace here. So it's an inhale, dip down. Exhale, carefully bring it back to the right shoulder. Now, what makes our practice really beautiful together, it's being here as a community, but also being with the breath. So when we really tune in with the power of our breath, we really benefit from all the movements, the stretches that we do here. Let's take 1 more each way, creating that balance. And then once you've balanced out, allow the head to hang back heavy. Take a deep breath in with me. And exhale, slowly push the air out as you lengthen your head back above the heart. Now, if you are in cross-legged position, you could stay there. You would just simply change the crossing of your legs to balance out, or bring your feet down. If your feet are flat down, you could also come into cross-legged. We'll come into a little bit of cat-cow here to really work on articulation of our spine and think of engaging that core at the same time. So we'll do light fingertips behind your head, elbows wide. If there's anything going on in the shoulders, you are welcome to lower the elbows down, which means your hands will be closer towards the ears. So you want to think long spine, long energy, pushing the glutes down to support our low abs. We'll inhale, start to move from your thoracic, think middle spine, and then exhale, round as you pull the elbows in, tucking the chin towards your heart. Inhale, coming into mini back extension, just going as far as you feel okay. And exhale, gently rounding as you pull the belly in. And I invite you to keep going at your own pace. I love doing any sort of spinal articulation or cat cows super slowly, especially if you've been sitting at a desk all day, maybe driving a long commute. This is going to open up through your backside and the front side of your body at the same time. Check in that you're still breathing with the movement. And anytime you lose focus in the practice, just repeating your intention or take an extra breath. Let's take 2 more rounds. And then after your last run, we'll sit up tall, release the arms, and just give yourself a little wave of your spine, your torso, and your arms. Just give me a little bit of somatic movement, and you can start to take some shoulder rolls back. You can think of your favorite song if you'd like to. This is really free movement here. So just loosening up, loosen from your joints, your tendons, your muscles, and just connecting with your fascia, your connective tissue. You're even welcome to lower down, maybe pick up one leg and kind of shake it out. We're here just a couple more seconds, everyone. And if you'd like to really tune in with body, even on a deeper level, you could close your eyes while you go through this somatic movement. We're here just for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's sit up tall. If you're cross-legged, let's start to meet with feet flat down on the floor. And then let's start to shrug the shoulders up on your in-breath and exhale, pull it back. So inhale, shrug up. Exhale, roll back. So we're just waking up through the shoulders, and then we'll start to get into a little bit more deeper breathing, waking up that diaphragm. Let's start to go opposite ways. So shrug up on your in-breath, exhale, bring it forward. You're going to take about 2 more rounds here. After your last round, let's start to bring our fingertips on top of the shoulders, elbows wide, and we'll come into some diaphragmic breathing. So this is where I want you to exaggerate the breath a little bit. So you're going to inhale, squeeze back, exhale, circle forward. Just taking your time. Shoulders are here in our bodies to really mobilize. So you're allowing that movement to come from the breath. And think of all the good things you're doing for your shoulders right now and the diaphragm. Exhale, you bring the elbows forward. You inhale, circle back. Think of squeezing something in between the shoulder blades and then go forward. Good. I want you to take 2 more in this direction. And then take your time to reverse. So you'll inhale, reach forward. Exhale, bring it back. And again, maybe build a little bit more body awareness by closing the eyes as you go through this breathing technique here. Take about 2 more rounds on your own. And every movement that we do, if it feels really good, you're welcome to hang out there for an extra 2 to 3 breaths, maybe. Or you can even stay there longer, whatever floats your boat today. And then let's wrap it up, shake off your arms once again, and we'll start to roll out those hands and wrists. So we'll simply close the hands and gently roll them out. If you use the computer, or most of us have a phone, right? Let's just be gentle with our wrist joints here, taking super slow circles. You can relax the elbows closer towards the rib cage. And then let's start to reverse that circle. And checking in with our posture, are we sitting up tall? Maintaining the engagement of the muscles around the spine. Let's come into one more wrist movement stretch here. You could have, again, the elbows hugging towards your rib cage. I want you to open up your palms, spread out those fingertips like fireworks. You'll take a deep breath in, exhale, close. Inhale, really pop the palms forward, and exhale, close. Good. Keep going at your pace. We're here for about 10 more seconds. Good. For 5. Good. 4, 3, really going with that breath. 2 and 1. Good. Let's release. Now we take an interlace. One last wrist stretch with an added shoulder stretch. Again, sit up tall for me. Breathe in, exhale, push your palms towards the screen. You want to go back to a little bit of extra love for your neck. You can gently dip your head down, shake it off side to side. And let's get into a little bit more shoulders. So you can keep your head down if you already have it there. We'll breathe in, exhale, start to extend your arms all the way towards the sky. Option to lift your gaze with you, opening up through the back of your throat. Try to relax your face and take 2 to 3 breaths here on your own. Inhale through nose, exhale, whether it's out of nose or out of mouth. Allow every breath to really decompress your day and also prepping you for a good night rest. Once you're done with your breaths, first bring your gaze back towards the camera or your screen. We'll breathe in, exhale, reach your right arm down the side body. Your left arm will go overhead. Now, this is going to look a little different and feel different depending on the chair that you're on. So my chair has no handles. If you have a handle, simply bring that arm over the handle. If you want a little bit more support on the stretch, you could bring that right forearm and hand on the handle. Another thing you could do is bring your right hand where your belly button is to remind you to keep hugging the navel to spine, engaging, reaching that left arm overhead. So this left side of the body, as you breathe in and out, you create this deep expansion in the rib cage, which means more openness in the body and a deeper release. Now, option to continue rolling out or giving your left hand a little bit of extra love here in our lateral flexion. We will start to add on for that upper body. And checking with the postural muscles, are they engaged? Pulling that navel in. Start to flip your palm towards me. We'll breathe in, exhale, bend at that elbow, bringing it towards the floor. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, think of drawing the scapula down. Good. Inhale, reach. And exhale, pull it down. Good. Last 2. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it down. Good. Last one. Listen for the change. I want you to hold overhead on your next breath out. And we're going to do a little rotating. So I'll demo with my right arm down. Bring your left fingertips behind your head. This is going to feel nicer that way. We'll breathe in, exhale, rotate your left side towards the right knee. Inhale, open up. And exhale, really rotating from your 11 lines, think obliques. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate down. Come all the way back up. We reach both arms high, lengthen your spine. Inhale, exhale, mini back bend. Really move again from that thoracic mid-back. We repeat our lateral flexion. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches overhead. We do want to be mindful that our glute is not lifting up. If you feel the glute lifting up, you're overreaching, which means we're overstretching. So we always want to be mindful of overstretching. Find that balance with your breath here and your posture. Again, that left arm can be over that handle. You could also bring it on the handle itself. And then you could also bring that hand to your low belly or the rib cage to remind you of the engagement through this stretch. Feel free to roll out that right hand or shake it off real fast. So flexion, rotation that we're doing right now, super healthy because we tend to either hunch forward or we're in flexion without even noticing it, and extension when we drive or when you're walking. So let's breathe in, exhale, start to bend at the elbow. You can have your palm facing me or overhead. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Good team. Last two. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it down. Good. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Remember, we're going to bring our right fingertips behind the head. You can also rest your hand on the leg. And then we'll rotate down towards the left, moving from the torso. Inhale all the way open. And exhale, rotate it down. Good. Let's take two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, rotate. Slowly come on up. Reach both arms high. We'll take that mini goalpost. Breathe in. Exhale, mini goalpost back bend. Really lengthen the neck up. Inhale, we grow tall. Push the glutes down. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's just take two cleansing breaths here. We breathe in and breathe out. Let's inhale and exhale. So we're going to start to change up our legs. We're going to widen our stance. Now the camera doesn't show, but my toes are pointed out. Bring your hands on your quads. We want to avoid the knees. If you find yourself leaning back or leaning forward, you might need to slightly scoot down, but again, really letting your sits bones be heavy into your chair. We'll take a big breath in. Exhale, move your right shoulder towards your left knee, and your eyes could be down. You want to practice that healthy rotation on the neck. Look over the right shoulder. We'll take one breath before we switch. Breathe in and breathe out. Eyes come back, gently open up, chest rolls back towards the camera. Breathe in, exhale, left shoulder towards that right side. And if you like to practice some rotation on the cervical, start to look over the left shoulder. One breath, breathe in and breathe out. We bring the eyes back and then come back to center. I invite you to keep going through this motion at your own pace. So we're stretching a little bit through the low back as well. You can continue to look over the shoulder every time you move it to one side. We're here just for a couple more seconds. And then we'll continue with a little bit of upper body and add back some rotation. So start to even out each side. And then carefully sit on up. You can maintain feet on the floor or come back to a cross-legged position sitting on your chair. We will come into something called eagle arms. This is really good for your shoulders, your chest. I will show a modification if you're really tight in either of those areas today. So let's cross your right arm underneath the left. So the goal is to have your elbows stacked on top of each other. So again, right arm underneath left. This is really intense. You could separate the hands and just focus on stacking of the elbows. If that's still too much, you could simply do hands to prayer or take an interlace. Now from here, we add back some back extension first. So I want you to inhale, lift, let your hands be an accessory here, moving from your thoracic. Exhale, round as you pull your belly in. Think of those cat cows we did at the beginning. Inhale, lift, and exhale, round. We'll do one more. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, round. Okay, let's come back to neutral spine. This is where we'll get a little bit more intense. So I want you to start to circle right to left, and you could add your torso in this. So it's like you're just creating circles, but you're doing it with your breath and your eagle arms here. Just a couple more seconds, everybody. Now, the circles do not have to be big. They could be super small, just like this. Just creating or going with that range of motion that is comfortable for you. That's the key with our practice. We want to be comfortable. Take one more circle this way, and then gently unwrap, shake it off real fast like we did our somatic movement at the beginning, and then we'll balance out. Your left arm goes underneath right. Again, modification, you can separate those hands and focus on the stack of the elbows. Let's start to circle left on your inhale. Exhale, circle to the right. Again, we're just aiming for any shape or size of circle that will allow you to release and feel comfortable at the same time. Take about 2 more circles on your own. Once you've completed your 2 circles or take more, release and then shake it off. So let's go back into a little bit of rotation. Now, if your chair has the wheels, just be mindful. This one, I wouldn't want you to rock forward or back. If you have a little brake lock, definitely put that on. From here, we're going to start to bring your left hand towards the right thigh. We want to avoid the knee. You also notice we put pressure on the knee, we might start to lean back. So we always want to protect our joints, especially. Then your right hand's going to go behind you. You could also grip the side of the chair if that feels okay. Or you could bring the hand on top of the chair and grip. You'll breathe in, exhale, twist. Your back elbow, so your right elbow should be slightly bent as you create this final twist. Eyes could be forward, or you can look over that right shoulder as you breathe in and out. And every time you twist, we're moving from here, you breathe out, you go a little bit deeper, rotating that right shoulder out at the same time. Really pressing into your sits bones, creating that grounding effect there for your body. Take 2 more breaths, and your hand could also be on the outside of that leg. And when you're done, carefully return back. And then if you feel like you're off center, make sure you scoot back to your center place. Right hand can be on the thigh or slightly on the outside of the leg. Left hand will come behind you. And then again, you can grip the top of your chair, the side. We'll breathe in, exhale, gently rotate. I want you to feel the twist right here towards the spine versus your low back. Taking 2 more breaths on your own. Remember, every exhale, we want to go a little bit deeper. And after those 2 breaths, invite yourself to come back, and we will do a figure 4 stretch before some standing work. So right foot will be placed back down, left ankle goes on top of that right thigh. Ideally, we want to keep that top foot flexed to maintain activeness in that leg. However, if you want to relax the foot, you're welcome to. Our hands, we place it on that left calf and the ankle. And this is a moment and time for you to give yourself a little extra self love. You're already doing that by choosing to be here. So let's just give ourselves a little massage. So just a light squeeze. This is another way to really connect with yourself, tune in. And then if you want to, you can squeeze your foot a little bit and then you can move the hands up and down. We're just here for about 5 more seconds and then we will go into our figure four. So this is just our setup. We're going to take it up a level. Now wrapping up your little self massage here, we sit up tall, hands can stay right here. Or one hand could be on that left inner thigh, gently pressing down. This is a good way or indicator to see where your hip is at, this left side. Now we have two ways to add on here. You can simply stay here, use your breath, and gently push into that inner thigh with that left hand. You want to take it up a notch. Bring both hands here. You're going to really fold from your hips. It's a hip joint where it's a ball and socket. So we're really folding forward. You're going to breathe in, exhale, fold. It's a hinge. This is also good for the low back. Just practicing that hinging motion of your hips. You want to take this one more level. You could start to maybe bring the hands down one at a time, fingertips, depending on the length of your arms. I'm a little shorter. So we're going to hang out here in whatever figure four you'd like to be in. So maybe try it all variations before you choose one, and we will take 3 breaths together. So let's take a deep breath in and slowly let that breath go. Inhale. Exhale, release that left side of your body. And last one here, we breathe in and breathe out. Again, if this is feeling really, really good, hang out here for a little longer. Otherwise, bring yourself back up. We'll gently uncross and we will counter. So for this next stretch, you might start to lean back. That's okay. If you want to fully lean back in your chair now, you can. We'll pick up that left leg and our hands will be on that left knee. Not too much pressure though. Notice how we're on the front side of it. So we'll breathe in, exhale, pull that leg in for a little bit of a counter. Again, you're welcome to slightly round back if you want to. And just pull it in as much as you can, giving yourself a nice counter with deep stretches. We always want to counter it. And slowly release it down. And then keep that left foot grounded. Your right ankle will cross on top of that left. Again, we're aiming for full flexion of that right foot. Start to give yourself that proper self massage here. I like to say that yoga is a way to study your body. So even little things like this, a massage, can tell you a lot about where you're at for today. And then we'll start to wrap up that self massage. Right hand can be on that inner thigh. So again, that's the first variation. Last two, you start to fold, folding onto that right side. And then last variation, you hinge and go a little bit further, bringing your fingertips or palms towards the earth. You are welcome to try all those variations before you commit to one, and we will take our breaths here. So let's breathe in and breathe out. We'll inhale and exhale. I'm going a little bit deeper with every breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly bring yourself back up and let's just go straight into the counters. If you know what to expect here, just pulling that leg in. One hand could be lowered to the shin for more support. Option to round slightly back or sit upright. Taking one more breath here. And we'll start to come into something I like to call footwork. This can be done seated, but I highly recommend doing it standing, and we'll use our chair for balancing. You could also use a wall if you want to use a wall as well. So let's come into standing. I'm just going to position my camera. You might not be able to see my head anymore, but I want you to at least see my feet. That's going to be the most important. So we'll scoot the chair slightly forward so you have that space. Your fingertips can be light on the chair. You could also practice more balancing by bringing your hands to your hips, or one hand can be on the chair. So your feet will be about hip width. I want you to think my ankles, my feet are directly underneath my sits bones. Again, feet are grounded, our spine is long, so check in that head is right above the heart, so we breathe with a balance of effort and ease. We're gonna come into some calf raises. So take a big breath in with me. Exhale, start to lift your heels. So you're really pressing into the toes and the balls of your feet. And then you lower down on your in-breath. Exhale, lift, core is engaged. Think of squeezing navel towards spine and lower down. Good, we're here just for 10 more. You're starting to energize those calves, your inner thighs. We're here for 5. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do one more calf raise, lower it down. Good, feel free to shake off your feet real quick. This is really good for ankle mobility. And if you have anything going on in your Achilles, this will strengthen it. We'll come into something called Pilates V. So heels together, think of a pizza slice, but not a big New York pizza slice, okay? We're not going that big, just a small one. I guess you could think California size. I think that's how our pizza is. So let's bring our fingertips back on the chair, or again, if you want to challenge your balance, bring your hands to your hips. So heels connected. We're going to really fire up our inner thighs. Let's breathe in. Exhale, lift your heels up and gently lower down. Good. We exhale, lift those heels, stay connected and lower down. So again, Pilates V. We lift, really squeeze your inner thighs and lower down. We're here just for 5 more. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. This time I want you to keep your heels high. Disconnect your heels so you're back to your hip width parallel. We're going to come into something called prancing. So bend your right knee a lot as you draw your left heel as far as you can back to the floor. And then you exhale, switch. You might start to hear some cracks in your joints. That's okay. We're allowing ourselves to open up knee spaces. So you exhale, bend, inhale, lift, exhale, switch. We're here just for 10 more. Good. And no need to bring that opposite heel all the way down. 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make sure you're evened out and then start to shake it off. And we're going to do a little bit more standing series here. We will come into kind of a fusion of a down dog and puppy stretch. So you will feel this a lot in your chest, your upper body, and even your hamstrings. So this is where I want you to make sure you have enough space to push out your chair. If you have again the chair with the little, um, if it doesn't lock or you have the lock, of course, lock it. You could also use a wall for this next sequence that we're going to come into. So start close to your chair, bring your feet about as wide as your chair. If that's uncomfortable, just widen your feet slightly wider than your hips. Your hands will be on the chair about shoulder width. Take a deep breath in towards the top of your head and exhale gently. Walk your feet out just as far as it feels comfortable, especially for the spine. And then from here, your toes can be pointed forward or slightly out, especially if the hips are tight. And you're going to gently push your chest down. This is where we really allow the shoulders to draw down and away. Then let's start to walk up. So you bend one knee and then the other. Now, if you'd like to add on, make this a little extra, you can lift your heels in this position and then bend one knee at a time. I personally like the feet flat. It's a little bit more relaxing and more passive. And every time you breathe out, I want you to really push the air down into the earth, giving back to the soil of the earth. And as you inhale, you'll feel that chest rise, and exhale, really push the breath out of the body. Now we will add some mini rotation coming up. If this is not comfortable for you, simply walk forward and keep a soft bend in your knees like this. Now here's our rotation. You're going to stay in this fusion of puppy stretch and down dog. I want you to breathe in, exhale, rotate, kind of dip your face towards the left side. Your right ear is gently leaning into the right arm. You inhale back to center and exhale over to the right side, left ear on that left arm. And then I want you to keep flowing through this, just one or two more each way, depending on how it feels on your low back as well. And once you're evened out, we'll start to bend the knees, gently walk it up, and then just take a couple shoulder rolls back and then shoulder rolls forward. We will start coming into some lunging with lateral movement. This is strengthening and stretch based. So first, bring your right foot a little bit more centered of your chair. We will lunge, unilaterally move back with that left leg. Remember, you have the chair to bring your hands on top of. You want to challenge yourself, hands to hips. We'll breathe in. Exhale, lunge your left leg back, slightly hinging, pulling the abs in, and you'll meet me in this lunge position. Now, if there's anything going on in that back left hip flexor or hamstring, you could bend that left knee a little bit. Another modification, you just step that left foot more forward so it's less tense. Okay, so from here, start to extend your left arm like you're going to shake my hand or somebody else's hand. Then we'll inhale, reach up towards the sky, and exhale, reach the left arm towards the right. So we come back to this lateral flexion. Again, you can let go of the chair. Maybe that hand goes towards the rib cage. We'll take 2 breaths here. I want you to breathe in and exhale. Push that air out as you go deeper towards that right side. One more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Guide yourself back on your in-breath. Exhale, bring that left hand down. We'll come back to some rotation. Now we extend the right arm forward. Inhale, reach your arm up. Exhale, circle the arm back as you bring your eyes towards that right hand. Really press into that right big toe to ground yourself, energize through that quad. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale back. We're going to do that one more time. So inhale, float the arm up. Exhale, rotate towards your right side and follow your hand with your eyes. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, bring it back. Step your left foot forward. Feel free to shake off both feet real quick, and then we'll repeat that. So bring your left foot a little bit more centered. You're welcome to challenge yourself further by bringing hands to hips. We'll breathe in, exhale, gently lunge your right leg back, slight hinge forward, really pressing into the left big toe, and we meet here in our high lunge. And protect yourself at all times. If that back leg is cramping, simply press the foot forward and a little bend in that right knee. Let's get back to lateral flexion. So we reach the right arm forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach towards your left side. And you can let go of the chair with the left hand. Maybe it goes to the rib cage. Again, really press into that front big toe. Take one more breath here. Gently lift up on your in-breath. Exhale, place your right hand down. Let's come back to some rotation. So we inhale, reach the left arm forward. Exhale, circle back, looking towards your left hand. We inhale, lift, and your eyes follow the hand. Exhale, bring it back down. Let's see that one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it back. We gently look a little bit closer towards that hand. Inhale all the way. Exhale, bring it back. Let's step the right foot to meet the left and shake it off. Just a few more things in our standing series here, everyone. Let's get into some hamstring. So your right foot will be a little bit more centered. Your left foot will just step back slightly. You could also think of measuring this about one leg length. You can go slightly further back, especially if you feel open today in the hips. Your back toes are slightly outward and both hands are on the chair. Keep that right leg straight for me. Really press down. You might need more space depending on the length of your torso, which means you might need to push the chair further out. Wrap those elbows inward, and I want you to think of folding your right rib cage down towards that right leg. So let's breathe in. Exhale, fold. Now again, you might need to push that chair out for more space for torso and arms. Now, if this is too much on that hamstring, bend that right knee a little bit. You could also shorten the stance. If you want more, widen your stance. Step that left foot back further and fold. Let this be a hinging motion again. I'm going to let you all be here on your own for about 3 to 4 breaths. If it's not comfortable, the modifications aren't working for you, you are welcome to come back. Now, to come out of this, you would simply bend that right knee, lift your eyes, and step forward. Take your time, shake it off, and then we'll repeat the other leg. So left foot forward, and you might need space for your torso and your arms. Step that right foot back. Right toes are slightly pointed out, or they could be forward as well. Remember, we're trying to aim for that left rib cage in towards the left leg. We'll breathe in, exhale, fold. This is what we would call our pyramid pose in yoga. Elbows are wrapped in. Feel free to soften that left knee just a little bit for extra comfort. And remain here for about 3 to 4 more breaths to your comfort level. And to safely come out of this, lift up halfway, soften your front knee, step it forward, just shake it off real fast. And then let's get into a little bit of inner thigh. So I'm just gonna move my camera real quick here. Okay, that way you can see me. So we'll start with our left side. So left hand on the chair. Again, if you want to make it harder, hands to hips, okay? So we're gonna step our right foot out. We'll breathe in, exhale, step your right foot out as wide as you want to. Point the toes out. We'll meet in our goddess pose. See if you can let go of the chair. Arms are a T or you can goal pose. We'll breathe in, exhale, goddess pose. Good. Really energizing those inner thighs, outer glutes. We inhale to a star pose, reach the energy out of fingers. Exhale. Good. I want you to keep going through this at a slow pace. You can go slightly faster if you want to build your cardio. We're here just for 5 more. Good. 4, 3, 2, make sure you're still breathing, and 1, let's hold it down. I'm going to challenge you a little bit further. Start to lift your right heel and maybe you drop 1 inch lower. Now, if you'd like to add on, you inhale, tap the right heel, exhale, lift. So our hips should be nice and open by now with all the stretches we did. So think of this as your strength burner. We're here just for 5 more. Good team. 4, 3, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and 1, lift that heel, lower down 1 inch lower for 3, hold, 2, 1, tap it down, star pose, ooh, release, and then feel free to wiggle your feet in, give yourself a quick shake, and then let's repeat on our other side. All right, so again, you have that chair for safety, and you could ditch the chair, challenge yourself there in a different way. All right, hand to the hip or let go. Step out as wide as you want to. Start to turn the toes out, creating that external rotation. Tee out your arms. You breathe in, exhale, goddess pose. Good. Really energize those inner thighs. Let the knees open out. We inhale to star. Shoot the energy out of fingers. Exhale, goddess. We're here just for 5 more team. 4, and you know what's coming. We're going to hold it. 3, make sure you're breathing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, let's hold here. Think I put a pencil in between your shoulder blades and I want you to keep it there. Start to lift that left heel as high as you can. Think of those calf raises we did at the beginning. Sink a little bit lower, and then let's inhale, lower the heel. Exhale, lift. You're building this beautiful strength in your calf and building that mobility in your ankle. We're here just for 5 more. Good team. 4. Try to keep that balance in your right leg. 2. And 1. Lift that left heel. I want you to sink just 1 inch lower and breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Tap it down. Lift on up. Good. You deserve a quick little shake out. And then we will do 1 more standing stretch here. So grab your chair, and you could do this without the chair, create a little bit more challenge for yourself. We go back to figure 4. Standing figure 4 is a lot deeper than our seated. So if it is too much, come back to that seated figure 4 we did at the beginning. So right foot's going to stay down, left ankle on that right thigh. Think of a tree pose. This is a version of tree pose here. We breathe in, exhale, bend the right knee and lower down. keeping that flexion in your left foot. Think of lengthening the tailbone back. Now, if you want to do a little bit mobility for your hips and your knee, you could inhale, stand up, and then exhale, squat back down. You could also just stay here. If you have a chair like me, you could bring both hands on the bottom and hang out here. Then you can let go, maybe for a couple seconds before you come back. If you have space in front of you, you can move the chair and bring your hands down to go deeper, just an option. Always go with what feels good and trust yourself. One more breath. Stand up tall, gently come back up. Let's shake it off, and then let's wrap it up with that other leg. So crossing that right ankle on top of your left thigh, creating that rotation again. We'll breathe in, exhale, figure four. Maybe you have different options to take here. Feel free to come back to a seated position. Maybe one hand and the other goes down. You can push the chair out or hands to the floor. Take about 2 more breaths on your own. And take your time to stand on up, uncross, shake it off, and we'll do a few more stretches seated before our guided Shavasana for today. Feel free to take a quick water, anything else that you need before we come back to our seat. And let's come back to cross-legged position. You're welcome to keep your feet flat though. So coming back to our upper body, let's cross your right arm over the chest, left arm hooks, and really draw the right arm in with your breath in that left arm. Now, if you'd like to add on with the neck, you could dip your right ear down, keep squeezing the right arm in though, and then you could dip over to the left. You could also add on with that right hand, rolling it out in one direction and then the other. And take one more dip side to side if you're dipping the head. And we'll take one breath to finish out this side. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Gently uncross, give yourself a quick shake. And then let's do left. Left arm crosses, right arm hooks, gently pulling that left arm in with the right and your exhale. Squeeze it in. Option to gently dip your head side to side. If you're dipping side to side, wrap it up one more each way. Come back to center, and we can also roll out the hand real quick. And then let's take our breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Really pull it in a little bit tighter. Gently uncross, shake it off. We'll do one more spinal thing here. Always get to take care of your spine. Palms are down on your knees. If you are seated, you could also do this with just hands like this, okay? So we're just gonna start to create some circles. You're gonna start right to left, really dipping down, squeeze back, and then keep going with the circles. If your feet are down, you'll just do the same thing. So we're gonna keep going right to left for a few more seconds. Now I want you to take one more in this direction. And then let's switch it out left to right. So it's an inhale, lower, exhale, circle. Feel free to close your eyes back down. And then take one more circle in this direction, everybody. And then I invite you to come into any comfortable seat of your choice. You can stay exactly where you're at. You could also lie on the floor if you feel comfortable doing that. And we'll come into a guided Shavasana. So let's bring your right hand to your heart, left hand to belly. Softening your eyes down. And we come back in to checking with our breath, how our body is, and any new sensations that came with our practice today. If you set an intention for the practice, I invite you to repeat your intention here. And if you didn't set an intention for your practice, you can always wish yourself goodwill and compassion. It's really visualizing your intention, the action you will take to release or let go of whatever it is that you thought of. And if you're wishing yourself goodwill and compassion, what actions will you take to practice those? We will close out with 5 breaths. 5 breaths to acknowledge this new month of May ahead of us. Let us breathe. Inhale, let your spine grow. Exhale, compassion. Breathe in. Exhale, intention. Breathe in. Exhale, calmness. Breathe in. Exhale, good energy. Your last breath, we'll hold it in for a 5 count. You are welcome to release earlier. Take a big breath in. Hold it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Once you feel all of that air release out of the body, let us bring our hands together in prayer, thumbs to the heart center. I wish you all a wonderful rest of April. Allow May to be a fresh start and continue to take care of yourself from within. Be well. Let's inhale and exhale. An option to bow down to seal our practice for today. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, my name is Diane. I am here from Southern California, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.